damn it, dude. Technical difficulties. Welcome to the Daily Mind podcast. I'm back. I'm your host. Thank you for joining this morning. And of course, thanks for joining on yesterday's episode. A lot of fun. But about yesterday's episode, I got a little bit of unfortunate news. Unfortunately, if you're one of the people who listen to the show audio-wise, I'm talking, on Spotify or whatever, the show will not be available. So I had an audio issue where we did indeed record the audio. It was recording for some reason, and it glitched out. Good morning. Hey, Jay Haji. What's going on, man? Thanks for the likes. Thanks for hitting me up pretty early, man. I like it. This show's audio glitched while we were doing the live stream. So the show, unfortunately, the roundtable episode from yesterday will not be available on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts, but it is indeed available on my YouTube channel. The entire stream with the audio and everything. I did a test. It does work. I heard the whole entire show on YouTube, but it's not the audio data on my program is not there. So it's unfortunate. So I did, it wasn't a loss, but I ended up just turning it into a bonus TikTok exclusive episode. Hopefully the same glitch doesn't happen again. I don't know if it was the internet coming out or the program, but it's happened before, and hopefully it doesn't happen with this episode. But I do apologize for that. Yesterday too, another stupid thing happened to me. So where we have these little casinos that we're able to play at, and you get little playing game cards. And I tried to withdraw some money from the game card because it kind of works like an ATM. So I tried to take out $20. I remember I had about $120 on the card. I tried to take out 20 of that. The machine had some weird noise error thing that happened, and then it ended up taking the $100 and only leaving me with 20. So the machine robbed me, and I lost it. I had to storm out of there. I told my wife I didn't want to hear anything she wanted to tell me, but sometimes you got to listen to your wife. She did help me out. She managed to find a number to help with the situation, because on the card there's no number to call, and at the casino, more or less, there's no number to call. Weird. Anyway, I got a hold of somebody. They did come by, and I swear it felt like I was a witness to some sort of a crime, my own crime, committed against me or whatever, because I had to sit there. The guy had to sit there and take down everything that happened by timeline. He wrote everything that I said verbatim, reviewed the footage, everything. And it turned out I was right, because the machine not only ripped me off, but apparently it did the same thing twice earlier in the day. So he had to take the card. I got to meet with them in about an hour and a half, and they're going to reimburse me my money. So, that's dope. They're going to give me the whole full balance back on the card. But man, I was livid. It's the principle. You know what I mean? Like, if I had $1,000 on that card, can you imagine me trying to take $20 of that out, and it took fucking $980? You'll be mad too. It's really the principle of the whole thing. But they're doing good on their part, and I love it that I wasn't the only one that this happened to. And they immediately closed the machine down. So I was the martyr for the machine, because anybody else probably would have used it and it would have did the same thing. Hey, what's going on, Antonio? What is up? Good morning, good evening. I see you down there. I see you shining. So yeah, unfortunately, once again, if you wanted to listen to yesterday's episode, it is not available, but you can watch the stream that we did yesterday on the YouTube channel, the Daily Mind Podcast. It's a roundtable. I guess we just made it a roundtable bonus episode exclusively for TikTok, but hopefully this audio holds up, because today's episode is inspired by it was something a couple of episodes or so ago. We were talking about something, and then addictions came up. Oh, it was the kinks and fetishes episode, and addictions of sorts came up. Particular sex addictions. So I thought about that, and I was like, well, let's do an episode on addictions, strange addictions. Now, some of you guys know about the TV show My Strange Addiction. All right, I have not seen every single episode, but I've seen some of it. Like the lady that was addicted to smelling gasoline. Now, come on, people. Gasoline smells good. Let's go. Let's be honest. We pull up to the gas station, you smell gas, right? It smells good. But this lady compulsively, it was like a fix for her. She had to smell it every now and then. Everywhere she went, she had to have a gas can next to her to fix her fix. And it got to a point where she started getting inhalation problems, and they started seeing things building up in her body and her lungs because of over prolonged smelling of gas. Then there's a lady that likes to eat talc powder. There was another lady that I don't know, that liked to eat no, there was another lady that liked to lick cats. Like, I kid you not, she took her own cat and started licking the cat. No, not her pussy. We're talking a kitty cat. She started licking that. So I want to go over that shit because it makes me think, like, are these addictions real? But from what I've heard of, it is actually real. I don't know who is going around licking cats. You know what I mean? Like, that's wild work. You know what I mean? It's your pet, but it's weird. People got strange addictions. I can say I don't really have addictions. I mean, I don't know. I have this thing about pressing buttons, especially elevator buttons. Like, I don't go on the elevator just pressing every single floor, no. But there's something about the shiny elevator button that is just pleasing to press, but it's not an addiction. I don't think I have any addictions. Hey, Anna, what is going on? My co-host, Anna, is joining me on the chat. Hey, my wife was, it's funny, my wife was asking about you the other day. She was like, how's Anna doing? And hopefully all is good. And I was like, no, she's fine. Last thing I checked was that she was moving. So how is the move going, by the way? Remember last time you told me that you were moving into your new place, which is awesome. And Mahal, what's going on, man? Good morning. Good morning. Well, I say good morning because where I'm at, it's morning. So, I can't, I know over there it's evening for you guys, but here it's morning. Sunday morning, to be exact. Anyway, hopefully all of you are doing good as well. Today's episode, we're going to go over some strange addictions and maybe touch up on some dangerous addictions. All right, Anna, you said, yes, all is well. I've moved in and I'm settled. And yes, I will definitely tell her that you said hi, and I am glad for you. And hopefully, I know your dogs are definitely enjoying the new space. It's probably going to be a little weird to them, but I'm pretty sure they're digging the space and the extra freedom, so that's dope. I like it. I love hearing good news from people, believe me, in days that we have incredibly bad news. Always happening all the time. All right, folks, so let's get to it. I pulled up oh, your cat. I thought you had dogs. Well, I know you have a dog. I know you have a cat named Smokus, but I could have sworn you had a dog too. And yes, I am getting used to Korea. And to answer your next question, because I know it's coming up, how am I doing learning Korean? I am not doing very good. I don't know, for some reason I feel like Japanese is easier to learn. Korean is a little bit more difficult, and I haven't really been on it, to be honest with you, but I'll get around to it. I will get around to it. But we're still settling in. Our stuff is still haven't gotten here yet, so we're still kind of in an empty sort of place. We bought a TV, keep us entertained. We're doing good. We're doing good. Oh, your sister has a dog. Okay, only because I thought that you had a dog, because in pictures in some of the video, there's a dog there, and I thought it was your dog. But I know for a fact you have a cat. That I know. All right, folks, so I pulled up this article on BuzzFeed, 25 of the most memorable Mind Strange Addiction episodes. All right, now, I didn't really want to do a show on that show, but that's what pops up when you look up strange addictions. All right, now this was written back in 2017, so this show has been around for a minute, and I don't know if the show is still in production, but I'm going to go over some strange addictions. Now, if you guys, and there's no shame, there's no addiction shaming here, let me know what is your strange addiction, and maybe we can find out why is that the case. But I'm not going to sit here and knock anybody's addictions, all right, as long as it's not extremely harmful. Let me know what you guys are oddly or strangely addicted to. Me, I don't know. I have this thing about pushing buttons. Like, I look at my sound mixer here, and these buttons light up and stuff like that, and I'm so tempted to press them all, but, I'm not going to press them all in the middle of a show. All right, so this article I'm pulling up was from BuzzFeed, Strange Addiction Episodes. All right, I'm going to read through some of these, and I'm going to probably either be nauseous, scared, and afraid for some of these people, and then I'm going to look up some other addiction stuff. This should be a relatively quick episode because I have to wrap this up by no later than 8:50. Because remember, I have to go and get my money that was taken from me from the casino machine. So now I got to go pick that up at 9 o'clock. All right, so I'm going to read through these episodes. I'm going to read through these addictions that were on My Strange Addiction. So let's get right to it. Number one, they had a girl on this show who likes to eat sand because of the crunch. Now, you know how many other things you can eat that are crunchy? I'm talking Nestle Crunch, cereal, apples, Okay, maybe something with the grainy, granulated texture of sand. I mean, you could get the same effect eating sugar, but of course that's gonna rot the fuck out of your teeth. But this woman was addicted to eating sand. All right, and I've never seen this show, but it's really sad that these people have this addiction. Like, where would this have come from? Now, I think somebody that likes to eat sand, my guess would have to start when they were younger, going to the beach and stuff like that. When they were younger and they had sand in their mouth and they were like, oh, well, this is pretty good. I like this. Now, Mahal, you said, what about people who eat laundry pods? Okay, see, that's not a strange addiction. The Tide Pod thing was a challenge back when, which, my Lord, I don't understand. I didn't understand that challenge at all. I really did not. I thought that was like the most bizarre shit because it's laundry detergent and that stuff can pretty much take you out. But I don't know anybody that is addicted to that. All I would know about the laundry pods was that it was a challenge. Now, if you are addicted to eating laundry pods, I'm going to be honest with you, your addiction's not going to last very long because that stuff is going to take you out. There's a lot of petrochemicals and stuff. And, laundry detergent is a byproduct of fossil fuel. So you can imagine all the bad stuff that you would normally find in crude oil that you're eating out of a laundry pod. I can't imagine. But like I said, if you're eating laundry pods, your addiction may not last as long as this woman right here eating sand. Crazy work. All right, number 2. They had a woman on there, right? It says this lady who liked to drink paint because it felt like a thicker version of warm milk. Now, I'm about to say some off the wall shit. There's other things that is thicker than warm milk now that you can sit there and drink on your throat. All right, you guys could use your imagination on that. But this woman liked the texture and viscosity of paint. You can have a milkshake. Have a fucking milkshake. You don't have to drink paint because you like it. You think it's a thicker, warmer version of milk, which is crazy. You could drink a milkshake. You can have semen. I mean, that's a thick, warm version of milk, I guess. But this woman was addicted to paint. Now, I don't know what her end game is and what damage that this did to her body, but I can only imagine the shit that this is doing to her body. Drinking paint it blows my mind even thinking about that. I mean, like I said, people, don't be afraid. If you have some little strange addiction, little cute addiction you have, I don't know, maybe collecting Teletubbies or Pokemon cards or I don't know, something weird, let me know what your addiction is. I mean, I'm not here to to shame you. It's just, again, I know we all have some weird addiction in one way or another, but yeah, I mean, you guys use your imagination. All right, let's get to this next one. Number 3, this next addiction. The lady who liked to eat rubber tires. Now, I'm not sure what the fuck's happening there with the rubber tires. I don't understand that shit at all. What is your end game eating rubber tires? Is it like the texture? Maybe like, I don't know. Maybe there's something about that texture of the tire that is calming. But I could think of many other things to eat if that's the case. Like, I love chewing gum. There's never really much of a... There's always like maybe 90% of the time you will see me chewing gum at work or whatever the case is. And to me, chewing gum is kind of like how people chew tobacco. But I don't do tobacco or smoke or anything like that. So my thing is chewing gum. But dude, eating tires is something off the wall. I mean, that's a no-go for me. And again, those who are in the chat, let me know what your strange addiction is or some of the craziest addictions you may have heard of. Like somebody you may know that is addicted to something off the fucking wall. All right, number 4, the cat lady who took it to the extreme. So this woman is addicted to cats, right? Now, we all heard of the crazy cat lady, but this woman is fairly young. I mean, she looked like she's in her mid-40s, whatever, right? Maybe late 30s. This woman is so addicted to cats, she just keeps getting more and more cats, and the whole house is filled with cats. Now, Anna, please tell me that you're not going to be the crazy cat lady. I know you got one cat right now. I know you got one. Don't tell me that you're going to be like have a whole cat sanctuary for smokers because that would be wild. Like, I'll still be cool with you, but that would be something crazy. But yeah, this woman is addicted to cats. Now, there's nothing wrong with having animals. But there's a point where it's like, okay, now you're being selfish because you have to think of the safety and well-being of all these cats. It can't be hygienic. It doesn't matter how well you can take care of these cats. It's just not a healthy environment. And you said, I plan to get one more, but that's it. Okay, cool. 2 cats. I think certain domesticated animals always need a mate. I think a cat with another cat is good. Now, cats are very solitude. They're animals that are good with just being by themselves. They work and function, not like birds. Like some birds, they need a mate. Some dogs, sometimes, depending on breed, may need a mate. But most times they're pretty good by themselves. But this woman is not really taking into consideration the overall well-being. And not to mention, I'm pretty sure someone's going to call the ASPCA or animal control on this woman because they're going to think like these cats may be neglected. Now, what it looks like to me is that these cats are well taken care of. But still, it's not a really good environment for all these cats to be in one space like that. I mean, it's not as bad as eating sand. But nonetheless. All right, this next lady, speaking of cats, this woman is addicted to eating cat food straight out of the bag. Now, usually, when I hear somebody eat cat food, it's usually an older lady who is really down on her luck. Social Security ran out. She can't afford real human food. So she goes and she eats cat food. But this woman, who doesn't look that old, just likes cat food in general. She loves cat food. And just eats it straight out of the bag like if it was a bag of chips. That's a no-go to me. I never really sat there and was like, I wonder what this cat food tastes like. Not at all. As long as I can afford to feed myself and my family, I will continue to eat human food. I wouldn't even eat cat food on a dare. Now, Rio would likely eat cat food on a dare, but not me. I can't see it. Like, you could be addicted. There's so many delicious human foods out there, but somehow you're addicted to cat food. Again, I think that's an addiction that might have started from when they were young, because kids, they like to eat eat whatever's on the floor, and she might have eaten dog food and was like, this shit is delicious. And nah, Rio, I don't like eating dog food or like eating dog for that matter. No. I don't eat cat food. Have you ever even tried cat food on a dare even? Like, I have never tried it. Not even on a dare. Now, this next one. Now, Anna, you're going to probably be freaked out about this next one because this one indeed does involve a cat. All right, this next one, number 6. And this one who was addicted to eating her cat's fur and would sometimes go straight to the source. So this woman had a cat and she likes she likes eating the cat fur. But here's the thing. She didn't eat little bits off the floor. She would take her whole cat, not her pussy, but she would take her actual cat and lick it like it was some sort of strawberry sorbet ice cream or something like that. And she's licked the cat's face, the neck, the ears, because she's trying to get the fur off the cat. And I'm like, bro, unless you a cat, this woman right here will make any lesbian woman's wet dream come true. If she likes licking that kind of cat, you can imagine what other kind of cat she likes to lick. Yikes, people. But nah, this woman sat here and she licks her cats on a constant. Now, cats can clean themselves. They don't need a human tongue trying to clean them. Cats can very much clean themselves. This woman, stop licking the cat. If you go that way, then lick another woman. Don't lick this cat. To me, that is animal abuse, and it's right. That is animal abuse. No, nobody should be licking a goddamn cat. I think I would probably call animal control on this woman. I think that's really, really strange. But it looks like she knows what she's doing, though, I guess. All right, this next guy, I'm not even sure how this guy even survived this. But number 7, they had a guy on there who likes to eat bits of glass. So he'll take let's say you got a little champagne glass or whatever, and he'll take little pieces of that shit, and he'll start eating it, little bits by bits by bits. And I'm like, that's dangerous work. You're not even cutting your face and not your mouth. It says John started eating glass 4 years ago. He's consumed more than 250 light bulbs and 100 glasses. Bro, do you know what's inside a light bulb? It is dangerous work, especially the old school light bulbs that they had the little mercury or whatever in it, and that shit could blind you if it was broken near your face. But this dude sat there and was just eating bits of glass like it was some sort of, like he was eating popcorn. How is that not cutting your mouth? This guy must be a professional glass eater to do this with such a finesse and not cut himself. He can't do it. This shit right here, I think this next one, but this was actually the inspiration for the show. The woman that liked to smell gasoline. Again, this woman had to smell it. She carried a water bottle full of gas. When she sat on her porch, she had a jerry can of gas just sitting right there because she needed her fix. So once she'll sit there on the porch, grab the can, take a little smell, and then that's it. And then when she needs another fix, she'll do it again. So she brought gasoline with her everywhere she went. After a while, she goes to the doctor, and the doctor tells her, yo, this shit is bad for you. You probably should not be doing this. We're seeing all these health complications pop up because of your fixation on smelling gasoline, which is crazy fucking word to me. So I don't know. Again, this show, some of these episodes are pretty old. I don't know. She did apparently, I think, towards the end of the episode, she went and she got help for it. Now, I don't know what her current status is. Actually, no, I think she passed away. If I'm not mistaken, this woman, I think, did pass away eventually. I think they did, at the end of the episode, have a message or something on there that said that this woman passed away, which I could totally see why. You're sitting there smelling gasoline. That can't be good. Now, if you go to the gas station and you get that nice little whiff smell of fresh gasoline, that's good. I love that smell. But to constantly sit there and keep smelling it, you know that's going to have some sort of implication. You know it's going to fuck you up. So I think that's what it did to her, because I think she did eventually pass away. Oh man, my light, I swear I got to get a new light stand or whatever, because this thing here, it has a short in it. I can see where the cord is kind of fucked up, so I'm trying to stay lit. Not like the way you young kids say it. No, I'm trying to keep light on me. Chill out. All right, number 9. They had a guy on there that liked to eat plastic bags. So, you know how like sometimes you gotta rip a plastic bag open, but you don't swallow it. This guy swallows the plastic bags. Now, I can't imagine how much of that shit is built up in his stomach. And again, plastic is a byproduct of crude oil, petrochemicals. So you can only imagine what that plastic is doing to his insides. That stuff can kill you. Like, I don't get it, dude. Like, I feel like a lot of these strange addictions had to have started when they were young, because there's absolutely no way that somebody is older and then all of a sudden they have this, they're now automatically addicted. I am so glad I don't have any particular addictions. Like I said, I have this little thing about pushing buttons because I like to see buttons and push them, especially on the elevator, but it's not to that point where I get on the elevator, I'm pushing all the buttons to see them light up and shit like that. Nah, that's dangerous work, and I will never get to my floor if I did that. All right, so number 10. Man, I don't know. This next one is pretty gross and disgusting. So they had a woman on there that liked to sniff and chew dirty diapers. Yes, people, dirty diapers. Now, obviously, if you have a kid, this kid ain't gonna wear diapers forever. So just imagine the kid now grows up out of the diapers. Now you can't smell dirty diapers anymore. So how are you gonna get dirty diapers? Are you gonna like dumpster dive in other people's dumpsters for diapers, or are you gonna have another kid to do it? But yeah, they had a woman on there that was addicted to dirty diapers. Bro, as a parent, you're gonna smell the kid's diaper because that's how you know the kid needs to be changed. But no, this woman would store the diapers in her drawer, and once in the blue, when she needed that fix, she will pull the diapers out and smell them. What the fuck are we doing, people? Like, how do you, like, when I did the Kinks and Fetishes episode, some of the stuff I've read was absurd. Like, how can somebody be addicted to feet? How can somebody be addicted to smelling dirty diapers? I don't know what's worse, smelling a shitty diaper out of a fetish or addiction, or smelling and kissing feet out of an addiction. I don't know what's the lesser of two evils. They're both wicked, like Wicked Josh. Next one, number 11. They had a lady who snorted 5 ounces of baby powder per day. Now, people, baby powder. Come on now, like, you had to low-key be a drug addict or something, because, okay, don't get me wrong. When I was younger and I tasted talc powder, I thought it was pretty good. You know, it was on my hand. I used to put baby powder, and what I used to do was lick some of the powder off my hands, right? But it wasn't an addiction. But they have a lady who had taken spoons full of talc baby powder and would like free ball the powder, like do a whole eighth of powder. And I don't know what the hell that's doing to your nose, but I guess it's a safer alternative to the other powder that some people do that I'm not going to say. You guys use your imagination. But it's beyond me. The baby powder thing. Like, you might as well just go out and get the real thing at that point, because baby powder is not going to get you that upper. You might as well just go to the corner, go get you a 8-ball or whatever, and just go crazy. But I guess the powder is a safer alternative. Number 12, they had a guy who got really personal with inflatable animals. So there's a guy, he looks like a kid, but it's a guy who, you get those inflatable animals from the circus or the carnival or whatever. This person would take the inflatable animals and he'd get kind of weird with it. He'd get a little freaky with the inflatable animal. Start hugging it, caressing it, talking to it, and it's almost like virgin behavior. It's virgin behavior. I don't know. That's not the worst thing I've seen, I'm sure. All right. And yeah, like, he has all these inflatable animals and he kisses them. And he said something like, she's very pretty and has the sweetest eyes and smile I've ever seen. It's a fucking inflatable dinosaur. And he goes kissing these fucking inflatable animals. I don't know where the hell that came from, but my guess is it had to have been when he was younger, because there's no grown man out of nowhere that's going to be addicted to inflatable fucking animals. It's not happening. It's not happening. But yeah, this dude is sick. A lot of these could even go to past traumas. It would have to. Number 13, they had a woman who was addicted to eating rocks. Not crack rocks, but just rocks. Like, you should see her teeth. They're worse than mine. But she would chew random rocks. Okay, I think that's one of those addictions that started when you were a kid. Because kids love putting all types of shit in their mouth when they're in the playground and stuff like that. That's their way of exploring the world, if you will. But, yeah, they had a lady on there that loved chewing rocks. Again, people, if you have a strange addiction, just let me know below. I'm not going to sit there and clown you about it. As long as it's not too crazy, I won't clown you about it. But yeah, they had a lady that liked to eat rocks. Wild work. Number 14. This can't be the worst addiction. But this lady, there was a lady that liked to take her pillow everywhere. That's not crazy, because let's just say you get stuck somewhere and you got to get some sleep, you're tired, you got a pillow that you can sit there and throw right there and just go to sleep. Or maybe this woman may have lost a kid. Okay, I can understand this one maybe a little bit. This woman may have lost a kid and is traumatized by it. So in order to cope, maybe she has to carry this pillow around, which I think is better than carrying a fake baby doll. But this woman carried a pillow around everywhere she went, whether it be the supermarket, work, wherever. And for what I've read so far, this is not exactly the craziest addiction. No. In fact, that's more of a, how can I say, I think that's like a coping mechanism to something deeper. Number 15, they had a woman who refused to cut her nails and referred to them as her babies. That can't be good. Like, you can break your nails. How do you even put on shoes? So, oh my God. There's a picture of her shoes, right? Her sneakers. She had to cut out the front of the sneaker just so that her nails can go through the shoe. You might as well not just be wearing shoes at all. At that point, you might as well be bare fucking foot with your nails out and shit. And more than likely, walking around with nails like that, you're gonna probably break them, and it's gonna be very painful. Next one. I'm just gonna move on. Number 16. I've seen a lot of this strange behavior, especially with grown men too. There was a woman who was addicted to being a baby. This woman had a playpen big enough to fit her in. She dressed up in onesies. She had dolls and shit. And she is addicted to being a baby. A lot of us don't remember when we were babies, and that's completely understandable. Like, being a baby, it just seemed to go by in a blur. There's only very faint memories I have of being a kid as a baby or whatever, and that's ridiculous. This woman has a pacifier in her mouth. She is laying in the big ass playpen with her baby doll or a teddy bear, This is mental illness right here. You need some real psychological help. Some of this shit is deep rooted again into particular traumas that these people have faced, but that right there is just wicked work. I can't vibe with that. Number 17, there was a girl who was addicted to tanning. Now, she looks black, but she's not black, but she is overly tan, and tanning cannot be a great thing for your skin. But this woman was addicted to tanning. Now, she said in the little clip, it says, well, with tanning, people always tell me you could die from this or you could get skin cancer, but everyone is going to die. I'm just going to die extremely hot. Is it just me, or maybe she just wanted to be black? A lot of people say that white people that tan or love going to tanning booths has this thing about they want to be a darker color. Some will say like, oh no, I just like to be tan, and others will be like, they won't even say anything because maybe that's what it is. Maybe they just want to be a darker color because in some cultures, darker color is more attractive. I mean, not everybody wants to be pale white Wonder Bread. Some people just want to look extremely tan, but how far are you willing to go to get this look? Because whether it be artificial tan booths or outside in the sun, that can't be good. Like melanoma, it seems like a really fun thing. No, it's not. You understand what I'm saying? Be comfortable in your own skin. Why do you want to be somebody you're not? Why do you want to look like someone you're not? I think that just goes to, maybe she might have been bullied. Maybe she might have been bullied, or maybe she watched enough black television to be like, damn, these people are beautiful. I want to look like that too. Bitch, you're white. You're not going to look black. Even no matter how much tanning you do, you're not going to look black. And ultimately, you will look black. You may look black in a casket when that shit is closed on you and you see nothing but darkness. That's the only way you're going to be truly black. Stop fucking playing around with your skin. That shit is wild work to me. Number 16. There was a woman on there that was addicted to eating parts of her house. Yeah. So the number 18, the woman who admitted that she was literally eating her house. So what she would do is she would take pieces of drywall and other pieces of the house and she would eat the damn house. It's not a fucking gingerbread house. What are you doing? Do you know what's in those walls? Do you know what the material is to make that material? Like, if you want to eat your house, make you a fucking gingerbread house and eat it. Don't sit there and eat your damn house. I don't even know where that came from. Maybe as a kid, her parents let her run around everywhere, just picking up shit off the floor and eating it, and like, damn, this is great. Mahal, let me ask you something, because you're on the show real quick. Do you have any addictions, like strange addictions? All right, I don't know how strange, but have you ever had an addiction or have a strange one? Let me know below, because I'm not eating my house. Number 19, Fix, what's going on? I know you got a strange addiction because I know you're addicted to R. Kelly, and you cannot tell me that you're not. Yep, there it is. My man Fix Ball. He's the first person to admit on this episode that he has an addiction, and I kind of knew this from the gate. This man likes R. Kelly quite a bit. He also thinks that R. Kelly should be exonerated, and he listens to R. Kelly every day. I have no problem with R. Kelly's music. I mean, I know he did some wild, crazy shit, but he made some really fantastic music. I will say that. All right, this next addiction, right? There was a woman who stung herself with bees for some reason. This woman got off by stinging herself with bees. Now, you know, we try to shoot away bees. Now, we don't want to get stung by them motherfuckers. But this woman here is addicted to being stung by bees. Some people get off on it. I guess some people get off on the sting. She's not that bad looking, but yeah. All right, Mahal, you said you don't have any addictions. Okay, that's no big deal. I mean, some people do. Some people don't. Some people have an addiction, don't even realize it though. Sometimes, I'm not saying that's you, but in some cases, some people have addictions and they don't even know they have an addiction. Yes, this woman has addiction with bees. So she likes to take bees and purposely sting herself with the bees. You know, what if she's going to get stung by that one bee and die? And then what are you going to do? Your addiction is over. I've never heard someone wanting to be stung by a bee. I got stung by a wasp one time, and that wasn't fun. I was young, and that shit sucked. This next one has got to be the most bizarre of the addictions, and I'm surprised it ain't like the number one addiction. This woman was addicted to eating her deceased husband's remains. That's right. This woman took her husband was cremated. She took the urn or wherever. No, she had the ashes in a plastic fucking bag, and she would take little bits of it, one bit at a time, and eat her husband's remains. You know, no, 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 no. Listen, you do realize you have to shit him out. He is not gonna stay in you forever. Everything you eat comes out. So you're gonna sit there and eat your dead husband's ashes, and then you're gonna shit him out into the water. What kind of homage are you paying to your husband? Give me 1 second, people. Had to grab something real quick. What kind of homage are you paying to your husband where you are eating his ashes and then you shit him out? Like, I'm not sure what's happening there. But yeah, this woman said, I am eating my husband. And she would sit there and eat little bits of ashes a day. And you know, it's funny. I've heard somebody else do this too. And I think that's insane. Why are we doing this, people? Why are we eating our people? That's like cannibalism. That should be illegal in all 55 states. Yes, I know there's 50 states. But in any additional state territory we got, that should be illegal across the board. Because there's no way. You should not be eating your dead one's ashes. Okay, that to me, I get it. Some people cope with death differently and loss differently, but come on, man. We are not doing that. Okay, next one. The woman who spent all of her time growing her hair. This woman is walking around dragging her hair across the floor like it's some goddamn mop. She grew her hair 21 feet long. Now, I know in some cultures, hair growth and length is a thing. I love women with long hair. Long hair to me is such a turn on. Although some women can rock short hair. I know some women that rock short hair and they look damn good in it. But how long is too long? I think hair on a woman as far as up to her waistline where her butt starts, I think that's long enough. Anything past that I think is overly excessive. I think that's just too much. And how do you even manage that? You might as well either have it in a braid or a bun or something like that. But too much, there's a such thing as too much hair. I have to agree, there's a such thing as too much fucking hair. Number 22, this woman likes eating mattresses. She would take her mattress, take little bits of the mattress off, and she would eat it. People, you supposed to sleep on that mattress, not eat the goddamn thing. What are you doing? So yeah, she said, I'm addicted to eating the mattress. So you know the little yellow foam, the styrofoam. She likes eating that. I remember, I don't know, I think I heard of someone or knew someone that liked eating the styrofoam off a tray or a plate. They will sit there and eat bits of the styrofoam and eat it. Wait a minute, hold on. I'm trying to think who this is. I've seen it and I think that might have been my ex-wife. I swear to God, I know I'm not bugging. I've seen a couple of times where this woman would take pieces of the styrofoam tray and she would eat it. I knew I've seen that shit somewhere. I can't believe it. This is why, part of the reason why we're now divorced. If your spouse is eating shit like that, just no. Just no. All right, next one. Number 23, they had a guy who was obsessed with becoming a mermaid. This sounds like some Derek Zoolander shit. Merman. Yeah, this guy, he said, it's my lifestyle, it's the path in life that I have chosen. Brother, you're sitting in a dirty lake with a makeshift mermaid tail, and you want to be a merman, not a mermaid. Mermaids are not real. That's like when the Little Mermaid live action movie came out and they found out she was being played by a black actress and people went crazy over this. Bitch, mermaids are not real. Who gives a shit? That shit, a mermaid could be Hindu and you'll still freak out over it. Like, who cares? There's no such thing as mermaids. Mahal, you said, I forgot what show it was, but there was a lady who ate laundry sheets. That might have been my strange addiction. That's where all these addictions are coming from. They're coming from that show. Laundry sheets is crazy work, though. Disgusting. That's got to be doing some real damage. But this dude right here, you want to be a fucking merman? That's wild work. This next one, number 24. They had a woman who likes to drink air freshener. So she would spray it in her mouth like it was Banaka, right? She'll spray it, take a little and enjoy the taste of Febreze. What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? Febreze, first of all, listen, they have gum. If you want your breath smelling fresh, I don't know if she's doing it for the freshness or whatever. I think she's doing it because it tastes good. She's doing it simply because it tastes good. It does not taste good. How would I know? But I never tried it. But you know how like sometimes you take air freshener, you spray it around. Sometimes you spray too much, and then it gets in your mouth. You could taste it. Yeah, that's how you taste it. But no, this woman is deliberately spraying it in her mouth like she was getting ready for a date. She's not terrible looking, but if I met a woman, right? Let's say I was single and I met a woman and I seen her do some shit like that, it's automatically over. It's over. It's over before it even began. All right. Oh God. Yo, Fixball, where you at? I think you have an R. Kelly fan for this next one. This is the last one on the list. They had a woman who was addicted to drinking her pee. You know who that reminds me of? Do you remember Dodgeball, where Patches O'Houlihan said that he likes to drink his own pee because it's sterile and he likes the taste? This bitch right here is drinking her own pee, people. She said, I'm addicted to drinking my own urine. Talk about like the water cycle. I'm gonna drink some water, I'm gonna pee it out, I'm gonna take the pee, drink it, and pee it out again. That can't be good for your insides. What do you get out of drinking pee? And yes, Mahal, how about these guys that spray painting their mouth? Oh, I've seen that. And that, to me, you're automatically like, that's cancer in a nutshell in one shot. That is cancer in a nutshell, I think. Spray paint in your mouth to do what? You know, I don't. I did hear of that though. But this woman that likes to drink her own pee though, I think that is definitely the most disgusting shit. You had a woman that likes to spray air freshener in her mouth, which is not as bad as pee. You know, if I had to choose the lesser of two evils, I would choose the spraying of air freshener. Because can you imagine this woman who isn't even that bad looking? She has a date, and the date kisses her. Do you know how much pee you just kissed? Quite a bit. And I'm pretty sure this woman is single. Some man would have to be desperate with a place that they need to stay to date this woman. She could have the wildest, the best sex, but if she's there drinking pee, that is a no-go. But some guy out there need a place to stay or somebody to claim. They will do that. That to me is crazy. Good luck if you're one of those people who is with someone that likes to drink pee. All right, so I'm trying to finish in a solid hour because I do have a prior obligation. So I have 18 minutes before the show ends. I'm gonna try to read some more material again, and hopefully the show saves that I can upload it to Spotify. Because yesterday's episode was an abomination. The audio was completely lost. All right, I'm gonna go over. I'm trying to see 21 different addiction types. This was written on my birthday from the Diamond Rehab of Thailand. I'm going to read some of this. This was just published on my birthday, January 31st, and I'm going to go over some of it just to kill some time. 21 different addiction types, physical, behavioral, and impulse control disorders. Yes, people, there are levels to this shit when it comes to particular addictions. All right, so I'm not going to read all that crazy jargon. I'm trying to see. Okay, they have. Let's see. I'm gonna read through some of them. Of course, the basics. There's alcohol addiction, tobacco addiction, opioid, marijuana, prescription, inhalant. There's the drug ones. Now the behavior ones. I'm gonna read through some of the behavior ones, right? Because we know the harmful substances. I'm not gonna read that and get banned off the damn show. But there's sex addiction. Yes, people, I think in the very hyper-sexualized world, I think sex addiction is more rampant than ever. And it's because it's easily available to anyone of any age, which is dangerous work. Like, we all have cell phones. We all have data on these cell phones. And then all it takes is a Google search to go ahead and search something crazy. To the point where there are actually people who are sex addicts. For example, the R&B artist Eric Benet is a sex addict. He used to date Halle Berry and other high-profile celebrities. But even he admitted himself, and I think it's part of the reason why Halle Berry left him, because he was a sex addict. Now, it says the cause of sex addiction include neurotransmitter imbalance, damage to the brain regions mediating human sexual behavior, emotional dysregulation, family dysfunction, childhood abuse, and adverse effects of certain medications. All these factors play into why people are addicted to sex. And it's unfortunate kids that are abused at a young age turn out to be these people because they were programmed and groomed to think that it's a good thing at that age, and it's dangerous work. Food addiction, right? I'm reading some of the behavioral ones. I'm not reading the substance abuse ones. We all know those very well. Food addiction, yes, there are people addicted to food. Like, they have to eat it constantly, meal after meal. Like my 600 pound, whatever that fucking show is. I need to do a show on that one. But there are people that are addicted to food. I mean, they have to have it every single time. All right, it says, food addiction is a behavioral addiction wherein a person becomes dependent on highly palatable foods, has intense cravings and experiences difficult to control, to urges to eat food. We all have an urge to eat when we're hungry, right? But it gets to an extreme where people can be really addicted. Hi, hon. She's up now. Now she's up. Hey, by the way, tomorrow is her birthday. She is going to be, not going to tell you because she'll kill me if I told you what age she's going to be, which I never quite understand why women get so hung up with age. But that's a different story for a different episode. Now they said what could be explained about food addiction is there are a variety of complex factors that contribute to food addiction, such as modifications in brain chemistry and functions, genetics, mental conditions like depression or stress, and the presence of extremely appetizing foods. A lot of the food addiction I heard does come from depression, right? You know, there's people that have like self-doubt about themselves, self-esteem is low, and they just find ways to cope. People cope with food too. Hey, Mahal says happy birthday, hon. Thank you. She said thank you. People cope with food through trying times. You know, it's crazy because, you know, when you have a repast, right? Somebody passes away and people celebrate the repast with food. That's how another way people probably like cope. I guess because food is comforting, you know, but I've never heard anybody in some case get addicted to food after a passing. But so some people, again, that's a way to cope. All right, this next one, cornography. Now I'm not using the P word because that word is bad, but people that are addicted to corn. Yes, this is everywhere. Again, I said it before, is because corn is accepted, like it's not accepted, but it's widely available everywhere. Like I said, it's everywhere. Everything is so hypersexualized nowadays. And what I said about corn before is that it's dangerous in the sense that it gives you unrealistic expectations on how sex is supposed to be. And then it gets to that point. Compulsive consumption of corn material, despite harmful effects on relationships, mental health, and daily life, describes the behavioral problem known as corn addiction. Addiction to it throws off the reward system in the brain, causing reliance on constant exposure to explicit content to reach satisfaction. So it doesn't even become a reward thing anymore to have sex. It becomes like, I need it. And it could even go to more compulsive behaviors where people start assaulting people. There are cases where it has happened that way, that it got to that point. But you could get help for corn addiction, like any addiction. You could get help for it, I'm sure. Next one they got here as far as addictions. Give me a second. Let me go down, make sure I don't destroy anything. Exercise addiction. Yes, people are addicted to exercise. That is a thing. Now, my guess is people are addicted to exercise because, let's say they were bullied as a kid, they were the fat kid, they were bullied, and now they have to maintain a lifestyle to where they never have to go back and relive those moments again, and they will exercise and exercise and exercise, even like not even eat food at times, exercise over everything, even exercise over Jesus. That's how people get addicted. That's how addicted people are to it. Now, Mahal, you said they blocked it in South Carolina. No, I've heard in Florida they blocked Cornhub. I'm pretty sure they blocked it. In South Carolina, I don't know if they completely blocked it. That depends. I wouldn't be surprised because, you know, South Carolina is a Bible Belt state. But then again, that means all of the South might as well Yeah, I like that. See, Vorn. Yeah, we got to work around the censorship. I like it though. Exercise addiction is a behavioral addiction indicated by compulsive engagement in any type of physical exercise despite harmful consequences. Exaggerated training affects a person both physically and mentally. Yeah, physically because you're destroying your body, and mentally because it's a fix that you got to have. You got to exercise, you got to exercise, you got to exercise. To the point where it's pushing family and friends away. You might lose your job. It has all these negative effects because you put that over everything. Excessive exercise causes physical injuries, psychological distress, interfering with self-worth and image, and eating disorders. Yes, people, eating disorders is not just, you eating too much. An eating disorder could be you're eating too less, to the point where you become anorexic or bulimic or whatever. It says that it's brought on by a number of factors such as stress or unpleasant emotions, the activation of the brain's reward system, social pressures to maintain a particular body type or level of fitness. Now, this is where social media comes in. Social media, in terms of teenage girls and women, is what they now said is extremely harmful, because you have people that are model-esque, right? And then you see these other people who are average body and stuff like that, and they want to compete. So they go through all these things, negative things, to try to look like the next person. You know what I mean? And this is why they're trying to harp a little harder on social media use as teenagers, because teenage girls, they are coming of age. They're still trying to find themselves in this world. They're trying to find their type, their body type. They're trying to find themselves. But when you got people out there that are excelling in fitness or whatever, and they look at this like, I want to look like that, I want to feel like that, they will do whatever it takes to do it. And even to the point of exercise addiction or taking particular medications or bulimia, stuff like that. It can be very dangerous on both ends. Work addiction. Number 5, people are addicted to work. Now, back in the day, there were people, your grandparents, they were like, man, I used to work 80 hours a day to put bread on the table, and that was like a rewarding feeling. Nowadays, people that brag about how much they work, people say that's what they call a weird flex. Like, why would you flex that you work 80-hour work days? Now, there's nothing wrong with busting your ass, but 80-hour work days, you have no life. Especially if you have a family, you barely see your family, your kids, whatever. You work. So people are not really looking at work addiction like they used to anymore. Like, everybody needs to be on the grind, but don't flex about being on the grind. It says work addiction, otherwise known as workaholism, is a behavioral addiction characterized by an obsessive preoccupation with work. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not addicted to work. When it's time to go home, it is time to go home. I am not addicted to work. Often to the detriment of one's health, relationships, and overall well-being. A person with work addiction experiences chronic stress, exhaustion, sleep difficulty, decreased productivity, headaches, anxiety, depression, burnout, and decreased life satisfaction. Like, they can't go out and have fun no more because they're so burnt out. They don't know what it's like to go to a park, go to a bar, go to a club, go on vacation, because all they doing is working, and they don't know how to get back into that. Yeah. The cause, they said, of work addiction is perfectionistic tendencies, high levels of conscientiousness, cultural norms glorifying overwork. Now, people glorify overworking. Oh, yeah, I bust my ass 60 hours, 70 hours, 80 hours a work week. You know what I mean? Don't do that. Don't do that, because all you're doing is telling the world, I have no time for myself. I don't care about myself. Nowadays, there has to be the perfect balance of work and life, and it is hard to achieve, especially with today's economy. Some of us have to work 2 jobs. Some of us have to bust our ass harder to get things done, unfortunately. And now it goes to this being, flexing. Like, I gotta work 2 jobs and da 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 da. I mean, yeah, but you can find ways around that. And then, of course, next one is self-harm addiction. There are people that like to hurt themselves, doing all types of stuff to themselves, mentally and physically. And again, that could go back to particular traumas like abuse as a kid. You know what I mean? Like, kids being abused, they grow up, they feel like they have no self-worth in this world, and they take it upon themselves, and they do self-harm to themselves because it was something that was somewhat built in their brain to do. And let's see, how much time I got? Because I got to cut this. I got about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna cut the show short because I got to get going in about 20 minutes. So I've just finished just on time. I'll get through some of these as much as I can. Religious addiction. Yes, people, there are religious zealots out there that are so addicted to religion that it alters their lifestyle day to day. And the people, it pushes people away, right? Because not everybody is religious or very religious or religious at all. And you push your beliefs on other people, it's going to push people away. But yes, there are religious addictions. Religious addictions is an unhealthy fixation with religious doctrine, customs, or rituals to the extent of interfering with daily life, living, and general well-being. While faith offers numerous individuals guidance and comfort, religious addiction shows up as a strong and compulsive connection to religious activities. Now, the cause they're saying, it could be a history of trauma or abuse, cultural and family influences, existential concerns, and certain personality traits. Let's just say you're Catholic, right? And you grew up in a heavily Catholic home, right? And I'm just using Catholicism as an example. But you grew up in a heavy Catholic home, and it was all you knew, and you got disciplined based on Catholicist beliefs. And now you grow up and this is all you know, and this is what you pass on to your offspring, and then so on and so on and so on. Don't get me wrong, there's religion and there's customs, and then there's this shit right here that is going to be overall issue. There's nothing wrong with being religious or being involved in religion, absolutely. But there's a time and place. Everything in this world, whether it be food or anything, is in moderation. All right. Now, if you're very religious, I'm not knocking you. Keep doing what you're doing. But there's a point, and there's a point where you could potentially be pushing people away. For real. All right. Next one. I got about 5 minutes, and I'm going to stop. Shopping addiction. There are people addicted to shopping. That's their coping mechanism for some people. Like they gotta, I don't know. I lost my hamster. Let me go buy some clothes. Some people got the money to keep shopping, but it's even more dangerous when you don't have the money to shop, i.e., a credit card. You think food shopping could be an addiction?
Yeah, I do it all the time.
My wife, you see, you put yourself in the spotlight. My wife is addicted to food shopping in a sense. We'll get food, and I'm like, hun, it's only just me and her that live together.
Where's the veggies?
And she'll go crazy on vegetables and fruits and stuff. And I'm like, okay, you do realize you're going to eat all this by yourself because there's some fruits that she buys that I don't like. And then the food ends up going bad, and I'm like, you have to slow down. There's only two of us in this house.
I don't want to slow down.
You have to slow down.
I don't want to slow down.
Shit, you better slow down. Anyway.
I don't want to.
Shopping addiction, otherwise known as compulsive buying behavior, CBB, not BBC for some of you, is an inability to control the urge to make purchases constantly. People with shopping addiction shop to cope with stress and anxiety, relieve boredom, and indulge in the excitement incited by purchase. Like, think about those rich families, right? The husband, for example, I'm just using the husband, works this top Fortune 500 job, career. Wife stays home, she's just a homemaker, right? She has a kid at home, or she's by herself. She got nothing else to do. She's sitting on all this money and time. What do you think she's going to do? I'm bored. Yes, thank you. She's going to shop.
I'm going to go to the commissary and buy more.
Hey, hun, I'm going to use the card today. Can I go shop and buy some things? Or, hey, hun, I'm going to go buy this card because I'm bored. Can I go do this today? Or they just go buy shit. Let me tell you something. My ex-wife had a shopping addiction. And I know this because she would get paid. She would buy shit and then turn around and return it back when she don't have any money. And she would do this on a constant. I'm talking iPhones, everything. She would do this on a fucking constant and turn it back. And that shit used to piss me off. It's part of the reason why we're not together today.
No.
I said part.
Because of me.
Well, you're a big part of that, but I'm talking about a small part. Hey, Mahal says take you to the Paradise Casino. She doesn't need to do any more casinos. We live right next to one. Right next to one. Minutes away. We're not.
That's what you can do for me.
No, see, there you go. You got her started. What, casino? You want to go to the casino today? Did you not see what happened to me yesterday with the card? You sure you want to do that?
You.
Oh, that's me, yeah, but...
Because you were mad at me.
And you lost your money. You want to lose more money?
It's my birthday weekend.
Okay, but... Anyway, before I wrap up the show, I'm going to read this one more addiction because I got about 15 minutes. I got to really go. Video game addiction.
No, you have...
I gotta be
less
there.
than 15 minutes because it's 8:47.
Okay, I got it. Okay, video game addiction. Then there's gambling addiction. Internet addiction. I think that's everybody.
Yes,
that's
you.
me, definitely. I'm on here right now.
Your podcast addiction.
No, see, I don't have a podcast addiction.
And when we were in Tennessee, now you don't.
Okay, hold on. Hey, I gotta get going, folks. Listen, I just now got the call. I gotta go get the money that I was owed from my card, and I'm just about hit an hour.
Hurry up.
All right. I can't answer the phone while I'm on the show, but I will go. Anyway, listen. Thank you for joining the show. I had to cut it short. Do not touch the phone. I had to cut it short.
People, thanks for wishing me happy birthday.
She's an addict to shopping. All right.
I'm addict to Swiffing.
And she's cleaning, but that's a good addiction. All right. Anyway, have a good day, everybody. We'll do this again next time. I gotta go answer this call. I gotta run downstairs. We'll do it again next time. Have a good one, everybody. Peace out. Ciao. Later. Come on. See, this shit doesn't. This shit.
I hope it didn't rush up again.
No, the stream is just. Oh my god. When it needs to stop, it doesn't want to stop. Later, folks.